Hey buddy, it's Victor. It's time to Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Thursday, Mosh Pit. I hope your Thursday is going great. Obviously, I'm recording this right after the last episode here to get a couple of videos in the backlog while I still take care of some real life stuff, but I appreciate all of the patience and understanding as well. I have not seen any comments from the last video because literally I'm just doing this one right after that, but I did get something to eat. That's good, right? Right? Yeah, of course it is. So here's your meme of the day, photo of the day sent in here on the Invicta subreddit by Relation Thin 9045, excuse me, who said, title thread was chilling with my best friend and Invicta. What else on a 4th of July? I love this one particularly because it's actually on a projector, and I didn't notice that at first. I was like, man, that is a huge TV, and then I realized, oh, it's a projector on a chair. So of course I love the little doggo as well. So thank you very much, Relation Thin 9045, and everyone who uploaded that one a few days ago on this Invicta subreddit. Remember, keep on thinking about those worst runs of the Repentance era for you to nominate. Was that? Oh, that was Rare Candy. I was like, what the heck? CJ is going to be Whiskey 8 Bravo 1 Victor 3 Romeo 8. Well, we got Rare Candy, which I'm just going to drop right now because I don't need to be randomly farting like that because it's disruptive for our shots and stuff. And we also have the Dull Razor Blade and also the Intruder. Also starting off with the Shard of Glass, which is going to... not one of my favorite items, to say the least. But we can trigger it here with the Dull Razor Blade. You can also get in here half price. Also get a Strength card. So there's lots of alsos going on right now. You see here lots of big damage here from Shard of Glass. You know, Shard of Glass, it is certainly an item that I think about a lot whenever I get it, but I don't really think about it when I don't have it. Does that make sense? Like, it does provide you with a pretty good amount of damage. On top of that, it allows you to kind of like get tiers where you normally wouldn't even have any tiers. So it's almost like a supplementary tiers upgrade, which is very, very strong. The problem with that is that, of course, it does take away literally all of your HP until you're down to basically nothing. So you can stop the bleeding effect by, of course, taking a red heart and just recovering it, kind of like this right here. So what's interesting about this start, though, is that we have the ability to basically trigger the Shard of Glass effect after, well, every other room. Grab the crack key here. I am going to leave with a Strength card. I do, of course, also want to get the Black Candida, so we have 2 bombs for that. Regular Seagram's got to be here. There's no way it's not. So, and now notice how we have a little bit of another synergy with the Intruder and the Dull Razor Blade. Dull Razor Blade simulates damage, so anything that you have that triggers off of Isaac taking damage is going to be triggered by you using it. Now, this is interesting as well because, again, not only can we trigger the Shard of Glass effect, but also the Intruder effect, which is, you know, I mean, he does a decent amount of damage. It's extra damage, right? It's not going to be barn burner or anything like that, but it is nice to have a very smart companion that's able to deal some damage without you having to, like, you know, well, control him. I'm going to try crack key here. It might be, the Ultra Secret Room might be south of the item room. Let me take a look real quick here. Let's see right here, right now. If there's a door here, which there is, it could technically be there too. I'm still more inclined to say that it's going to be off of a bigger room than not. This is just a 50-50 guess. It's either going to be this room here or the one that's to the left of the curse room. And I was right. And we get the pack too. Man, oh man. That was a heck of a good gambit right there. And we're going to leave with Black Candida. And that Strength card, which we dropped here. So... I mean, what do you expect, right? What do you expect? So we did not get Black Candle, and we don't know how that's going to impact things. So here I immediately activated the Shard of Glass, so we have a little bit of a better time dealing damage. I'm happy that we end up getting an HP upgrade, and more importantly, another permanent tiers upgrade thanks to Blue Cap. You see here we're still bleeding out a lot, but I mean, we're effectively using the blood tiers very well. It's just a lot of front-loaded damage that you can just directly at a target, which early on, especially if you have bad damage or bad tiers, it can be very, very powerful. It's a good way to make up that sort of like the power curve that you may be missing on that. No. I refuse. Now, one thing you do have to be careful of is placing bombs whenever you have the Shard of Glass. I recommend that you stop the bleeding before it happens, before you place down a bomb or something like that, just because you don't want to accidentally like kick a bomb off into into Isaac or anything like that. You got the Ace of Diamonds here, which could be used. I mean, it would have been nice to have that in the last floor for us to have gotten, I don't know, a certain black candle. I'm going to go back and look for a bigger floor or a bigger room that we can use the Ace of Diamonds in. Obviously, we want to go into the Devil Deal with having the Strength card, just in case we get a monster Devil Deal in there, which we probably won't, but you never know. Now, there is one other thing that I could do. Ooh, keys. There's one thing I could do is to get in the curse room for free. I could wait for Shard of Glass to go off, and then we walk in. We'll take this. Then we can use the Dull Razor Blade to get out of there for free, basically. Gonna stop the bleeding for a second. So as you saw right there, I used the iframes after the Shard of Glass went off, and that's something I should have done on the first floor. I didn't really even think about it, to be honest. Let's see. Let's do that. I don't want to... I'm going to get hit here. I'm not even going to risk it. Whatever. We don't have to use the Ace of Diamonds on this floor, I guess. We can wait. You're absolutely going to need that two of spades, though, for our keys. Now that we have Guppy's tail. It's unfortunate that I don't have a full charge on the Shard of Glass, but with us having the Pact, though, this early game damage upgrade is going to be quite nice, especially against Monstro. It shouldn't be too bad, especially with the tiers up that we got from the Pact. And it would have been nice to have comboed that with Black Candle, but I'm an idiot. But I guess me eating that food didn't help that much. I had some boiled eggs, had some oatmeal, and a big old glass of milk. That's my go-to snack right now. Booster pack is booster bad, but got it anyway. Got Joker card, reverse strength card, reverse card, devil card. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to take Wick of the Dead. We can use the Ace of Diamonds in there. I really wish that we had an Ace of Spades, so that would be nice. Okay, 3 Soul Hearts. We'll take it. Man, it's tough to figure out where we're going to use this this Joker card versus the 2 of Spades. Let's turn this into money. Let's just get all this for money. It's not a lot of money, mind you, but it's something, because we're not leaving the floor with the Ace of Spades anyway, right? Joker card. I think we're better off with the Joker card, to be honest. I know that we need the keys, especially for us having Guppy's tail, but we can immediately go and get the Angel Deal on the next floor. It's not a perfect solution, right? But I think that honestly having the 2 of Diamond or 2 of Spades is going to rope us into holding on to it for too long. There's also we run the risk of me not ever using it, period, and I don't want that to happen. So let's get the guaranteed Angel Deal and see what we can get. Sorry about that. Loading up the last week's question of the episode, which came in from the TM Trainer run. Of course, we get Curse of Lost. Sent in by Barry Bryan, who said, question of the episode, what curses would you add to the game? Excuse me. Maybe a blessing or something like that would change the floor in a good way. And that one is... And by the way, I realized that I didn't ask the question of the episode in the last episode. At least I don't think anyway. We had one where somebody asked, and I apologize that I didn't ask it when I saw it. Somebody asked, first off, for that one, they asked me, if if the game had pills that increased damage and increased tears rate past the cap of 5, would I then consider taking pills more often? The answer is yes. If there existed just a flat damage rate upgrade that we could get from pills, I would absolutely do it without question. But that doesn't exist. Curious as to why we don't have an angel deal here. Oh, it's because we went in. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Well, I'm just gonna go in there anyway right now. Angel deal, we get Purgatory. Purgatory is totally fine. So the answer, and again, I apologize for not answering, for not asking that in the previous video if I didn't do it already. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Yeah. So if there existed pills that gave us if the tears up that we could get from pills could break the cap, plus having another pill that gave us just a flat damage rate upgrade, yes, I would take pills way more often than not. I think that that would be way too valuable not to exploit and use. Waiting for the iframes to go off here. I'm not going to open that. See me there using the dull razor blade to get into and out of, or basically out of the curse room for free. Now going on to this question here from Barry Bryan, who said again, what curses would you add to the game? Maybe something like blessings to change the floor in a good way. This is something that I brought up many years ago. I said I like the idea, if we're going to have curses, then we should also have blessings. Something that gives us like guaranteed double item rooms, something that gives us a bonus to our damage for the floor. You know, maybe something even more powerful like having a blessing of God, which allows you to not only get all those benefits but also have like, you know, maybe like an angel, like a super angel deal or something like that, regardless of devil deal precedent. I would love stuff like that. You could have, you know, blessing of weakness, which would give mobs the ability to have half the HP that they usually have. To try to help out the players. Stuff like that I would love to see be added to the game. And to me, I don't think it would be that much of an undertaking to do so. Just to give a little variety, just to give a little bit of power back into the hands of the players. Fool card we don't, reverse fool card we don't really need. I'm going to take Brainworm because I do like Brainworm. Got to find that there item room. No, did we find the item room already? Yes, we did, because that's where we got Euthanasia from. Yeah, I'll open one chest. I regret opening one chest. Okay. All right, we got to be careful of our key economy again, thanks to Guppy's tail, but go off and running. I'm being a little bit quieter because people are sleeping in the house, and I don't want to wake them. I'm now recording this at 1:50, so I think I recorded yesterday's video at 10:30. It's now 1:50 in the morning, so you can imagine the work schedule I've got, you know? But hey, that's what we do. Good money here. I'm liking this sort of trigger-happy, sort of like switch build that we've got here. We turn the switches on, we get a lot of tears, a lot of burst damage, a lot of sustained damage. I mean, it's the whole 9 yards here with Shard of Glass. And Shard of Glass is an item that I still don't have any real opinion of strongly in the positive section, but a run like this could definitely change that. I mean, we get creep drops that spawns. We get a huge amount of front-loaded damage like we've been talking about, like that's been carrying us for this entire run. You know, with the sort of added annoyance of us bleeding all of our red hearts. Now, I don't recommend using Shard of Glass if you don't have a soul heart to fall back on, because that's when it gets dangerous. It's like a blood oath that you can't turn off. I'm going to use the dull razor blade here to actually I may just wait for. Okay, well that was garbage game. We definitely got there within plenty of time for the iframes. Anyway, I was gonna use the dull razor blade to just get those fast bombs, but came out other ideas. I'm gonna let the bleed carry over here, just because again I'm enjoying this extra amount of DPS that we're getting out of Shard of Glass, and we kind of need it right now. It's sitting at 3.81 damage. Saw the Intruder come out briefly. Now, when you run out of red hearts, then you can no longer utilize Shard of Glass. So eventually, you are going to have to stop the bleeding by picking up a red heart. People talk about one of my most hated rooms in Isaac. It's that one right there. That's another one that didn't clear the memory bank files when we had that question last week. Hangman gives us Keeper. The Hangman will give us the Keeper effect, which would give us a significant amount of money, which we don't have currently. Okay, I'm going to stop the bleeding temporarily here just to refill our hearts a little bit. This is simply just to give us more fuel that we can use for the Shard of Glass effect. I'm going to activate Shard of Glass again, and we're just going to keep on going. You see those really weirdly moving tears with Brainworm, and that is it turning on its sort of pseudo spoonbendery. Wow, what was that? Okay. Glad we didn't use the Fool card here against Bambino. A Hangman, I should say. Pick up the heart, then we immediately start going right back to work on Bambino. An HP upgrade, which is going to heal us and stop the bleeding for now. And never mind. We don't need it, because we got ourselves a good old-fashioned non-devil deal. All right. Gotta love those non-devil deals. Well, at least we got a key back, at least. I'm going to activate the reverse Hangman now, just so we can get some money out of here. This is most likely going to trigger a greed fight, but what can you do? Okay, so apparently the tears from Shard of Glass don't trigger the Hangman effect. I think. It was looking like we were killing stuff there, they just weren't dropping coins, period, so who knows? Who knows? Repentance. Definitely love to get some kind of better tier effect here. Actually, we could use the Dull Razor Blade to trigger the iframes and tap the Mimic Chest, which is what I ended up doing there. And we are once again facing a very bad movement speed situation here. So I'm going to wait for the Shard of Glass to kick off, and then we're going to walk into the curse room. Then I'm going to use the Dull Razor Blade just to do this. I can't take the heart because then we would lose the ability to leave this place for free. So we're going to have to wait for a second here too. We still have a lot of time before boss rush too, which is kind of impressive. I didn't wait all this time. I didn't wait this long to not get this. Okay, there's a tinted rock here, which I doubt we're going to be able to blow up with one of the dark bonies. We got a soul heart. I'm not opening that golden chest just because we have not been seeing any keys whatsoever. Nice job by Purgatory there, taking out the entire group, and we've gone the wrong way. All right. All right. So there you go. There's the southwest portion of the map, everybody. And now we can go on to the real side of the map. We are eventually going to have to use another red heart here. Next one that drops, because we're going to run out of fuel for Shard of Glass. But I got to say, Shard of Glass is doing an impressive job at keeping us at least somewhat in the running here with damage. There goes the last remnants of fuel here, unless we get a red heart, which we did not. There it goes. So we need some red hearts now. So the bleeding has stopped, as has our DPS. And no, even if we use the dull razor blade here, it's not going to trigger the shard of glass effect. We have no more blood. We're done. We're plumb out of blood. Now, if we didn't have any soul hearts, it would have stopped bleeding at the half heart interval. But that big dead end that we just saw on this map basically took away our chances for boss rush here. I mean, it's still like slight chance, but I wouldn't count on it there, brother. See if we can get a key here. Of course we don't. And we get a world card, which I mean, that might help us on the next floor. Sticking with Brainworm. Brainworm's is too good to not have. Super secret room might be here. So dull razor blade at least allows us to get one of the taps off without having to use up HP. To stop the bleeding. We do get another tears up and Godhead. Okay. Now things get interesting. So we're going to pop the world card and let's see if we can make it there. If we can find the fool card on the way to the boss room, we have a chance. The Godhead will at least allow us to maybe have an outside shot. Jacob's Ladder, of course, is huge as well. And look at that. There is the fool card. Okay. So now we gotta get a move on here. And unbelievably, we seem to have made the boss rush. That was a very short path to mom here. I don't know if we took damage from Shard of Glass or we got hit there. Okay. I'm going to take the negative for damage. Did not get a double deal, and I am going to take Bloody Lust because it synergizes better with the Dull Razor Blade and with the Shard of Glass. Okay, so now our job gets tricky. Got boss rush. We did get some viable damage. But now we need keys. The lack of keys becomes a big problem now for us. We've got at least enough sustainability for damage to protect the HP that we've got. If we take damage, we get more damage because of Bloody Lust now. But securing some Yaves is going to be the biggest problem. That's the next hurdle that we're facing. That and our movement speed is just god-awful. Lead Pencil will be amazing here if we can get it. We are able to get it. Compass, map compass would be nice. At least having any mapping. Nice, okay. The pentagram as well. Oh my gosh. This could be a massive, massive gain for us here. Come on now. Come on now. We've got some momentum. If we are not gonna be able to get in the shop here, at least we can get some quality upgrades. And imagine an ace of spades in this room. The key problems are no more. Okay, so there goes the last HP that we had for Shard of Glass. For now, anyway. Huge. Did you see that volley there from Lead Pencil? That's massive. So Lead Pencil, every 15 shots is going to give us a Monstrous Lung effect that has no cooldown, has no other properties other than our tier effects. So it's very, very, very strong. And obviously with so much front-loaded damage from Shard of Glass already, it's going to get even more powerful. I am willing to donate some bombs here to the Bomb Beggar because this is a very, very important I did get Blood Bag, which is going to give us a full heal and also give us a movement speed upgrade, which is something we need. But keys are the big problem now, and since we've used all of our money on these 3 great upgrades that we got in the arcade, we can no longer go to the store, which is fine. I would have liked something a little bit more substantial. Gonna be honest, I don't feel like waiting. We do have the piggy bank as well, so I wish that the temperance machine didn't pay out so quickly. But I don't think it's going to matter because we're going to not be able to afford anything in the shop anyway. Black Lotus, I mean, it's another big HP up for sure. That gives us even more firepower. And if I really, really squinted and tried hard enough, we could wait for all the damage from Shard of Glass to trigger and let us have the money from Piggy Bank to get Pentagram. And even go further than that. We can even go so far as to wait till we get enough money for the shop. But I'm not going to do that to you. And I don't feel like doing that. If we had to. And I know that that's one of those min-maxy things that some people were talking about in the last episode that they would want to see. But in honesty, that's another reason why I don't want to do something like that. Because it's about as fun as it sounds. Me just sitting here waiting for Shard of Glass to tick 15 plus times for us to get enough money to possibly even spend it. We don't even know if there's a greed fight or not in there. So when people talk about min-maxy runs, that's what we're talking about right there. They get the heart. I don't know how much money we've poured into this friggin' pentagram now, but if we don't get it, we don't get it. There's a Yabe in here. Well, we might as well go into the item room because, again, we're not going to be able to afford anything in the shop. Something for dummies. Now, again, if I really wanted to, I could cause some damage just running these fires. I was hoping there's going to be a sack room on here. I'm willing to wait one more opportunity for us to get one more cent and one more pull against this dang pentagram. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm not giving up my last bomb. Your last chance, pentagram. Leave here with or without you. Okay. So, yeah, if you wanted to min-max this, you could by just waiting for Piggy Bank to pay out with whatever you needed. I'm not going to do that. Yada, yada, yada. Super Secret might be here. It is. Okay, hang on now. Hang on now. Got another Temperance Machine and a Lover's card. Okay. A Shard of Glass is going to give us a higher chance of dropping red hearts, so this could be sustainable. Well, we have 15 cents. We have 3 more pulls that we can do on the pentagram. Now we have amazing movement speed, comparatively speaking, to what we started with here. Here we go, baby. Go, even get a bomb back too. I tell you what. All right, so good. So, and that's a perfect example of why it's so important to recognize how to find super secret rooms and regular secret rooms. This room in particular had a super secret room spawn. This one, if you see this room with the 2 skulls and the flat wall and nothing else over on this side, and you haven't found the super secret room yet, it's a 95% chance that you're going to find it over here. 95% by my own arbitrary scoring. Curse of Darkness. We're living the good life right now. We got good damage. We got max tiers. We have a good effect with Shard of Glass, and this really is the swan song for the Glass Shard to be here and to prove that it is worthy of discussion for one of the best or one of the better hard carry tier effects in the game. And I freely admit that I've been biased against this item because I don't like the idea of something causing damage, but in the right situation, any item can be amazing in Isaac. And this is one of those situations where we have we've made not only smart decisions with our synergy, like with Lusty Blood or Bloody Lust, but also we've gotten fortunate that we've gotten fortunate in our ability to get true synergy. Now we just ruined that by taking a Madden, which was not smart, but here we are. Soul Locket, sure. There you go. I just wanted to get a permanent upgrade there. Now the reason why I'm not too concerned with us losing the effect of Shard of Glass is because now we have Godhead, now we have damage. We don't need the Shard of Glass anymore to be relied upon. Jacob's Ladder is going to do a good job with the AoE, so is Godhead. We got the raw damage from our direct tier damage. We're looking pretty here. And with us getting the Soul Locket, which is nice. With us getting the Soul Locket, that's going to give us the ability to gain permanent stats every time we pick up a Soul Heart. We don't want Chaos. I think Chaos is not a good idea here. I do want to do a full clear because of this golden key, and this is an opportunity for us to really farm and get our keys back with us having Guppy's Tail. So a full clear here is going to be probably the smartest thing to do. Devil deal, no angel deal. I don't care about Old Hushy. Right now we want keys. And we also have a good opportunity to just go straight to the Lamb if I think that that's going to be safe enough. The prospect is there, right? The prospect of us being able to gain a massive amount of stats because of the Soul Locket. We get the 7 Soul Heart payout from the Sacrum Shuffle. We're looking at a very, very strong situation to be in. So that's what I want to see. I want to see golden chests. I want to see keys dropping because this is gonna be our stretch run until we get to the point of doing the Sacrum Shuffle or going straight down to Shoal. Quarter here. Champion belt. We can see what's past it though. E7 I don't really care about. Ooh, now hang on a second. Hang on a second. We just got Wicked Crown, which gives us a treasure room and a shop in Shoal. And that is enough for me to not want to do the Sacrum Shuffle. We don't have to. Because that gives us an extra treasure room and also a shop, which could be something amazing. At the very least, it might give us an opportunity to get a few Soul Hearts, but I don't know. It's still really, really, really tempting to do the Sacrum Shuffle here in hopes of us getting all those Soul Hearts for permanent stat ups. Large keys, nice. Okay, so we end up getting 5 keys. It's just too tempting for me. This goes the way of Disaster. We still get 30 cents that we can use in the store on the next floor. Okay, Soul Heart gave us a range upgrade. That's fine. Just going to burn down Uriel just to show you what kind of damage we're talking about. And look at that. We get all these Soul Hearts, and look at all those stat ups. That's some big time plays right there. And we can still go to Shoal. Like, we don't have to teleport straight to Lamb. So I think that going to Shoal is probably going to be wise. Now that we have a shop coming up, I am going to take Chaos. Because you just never know, and we'll head on down. So that was this entire floor was really good. I'm still not fighting Old Hushy. I've offended little Daisy. She has left me. She's been sitting here curled up next to me this entire time, as she doesn't want to be alone. But now that I've been recording 2 videos now, she's had enough. She's gone to bed, which is good. I want her to go to bed. I don't want her hanging around here. I have a house full of sleeping people, and now also sleeping dogs. Now the $1 million question is: would I use, if we had an opportunity to get a Red Heart upgrade, would I take it to reutilize Shard of Glass? The answer is probably yes, to be honest. It is a significant amount of damage. Not that we need it right now, but it still would be nice to be able to have a little bit of extra damage. The problem, I think, is Shard of Glass now causes 1 full heart of damage instead of 1 half heart, because we're in the post womb era. So it may not be useful, but we'll see. You can actually euthanasia these turrets down, kind of like that. Okay, we get 5 bombs and 1 soul heart, and look at that! It gave us a 0.2 damage upgrade. It's good. I'm also going to turn up my microphone just a hair here, just a little bit, I did turn down my microphone a little bit earlier. But I turned it back up. There you go. Should be a little bit better. So let's go see what's inside of this item room now, and if this chaos-induced pickup was worth it or not. Still maintaining a good level of keys. Expecting another bomb upgrade in here somehow. Hey, never mind. It was the best. It was the best of upgrades. You little sissy. And we can also get in this curse room for free because remember we have flying thanks to Leviathan. And we can also trigger the iframes on the way back out for us to not be charged at all. So it's good. This even giving us a key, I tell you what. Good stuff right there. Just the absolute explosion of Fistula. Hot Bomb's going to be nice there for Stanley and for Fallen. Look at that. All that damage there from the lead pencil. On top of that, we had Purgatory, Jacob's Ladder, Godhead plowing into Stanley, and we are moving now. Curse the Maze. Spin Dizzle. I mean, I could take Spin down just to see what stuff turns into. We can get Godhead again. 3 soul hearts, though. I don't know if that's worth it. Okay. Turns out it was not worth it. Well, I tried. It would have been worth it had I been able to spin down again and also gotten Godhead, but I don't think 2 Godheads would have done anything. And again, the next couple of videos are going to be pretty short. Not short, but they're not going to go into overtime. Gambler's going to be good here. I just make myself a little arc of safety here. You can let a few of them blow up early and then just let the rest go like that. Tractor Beam is going to be very good for our concentrated damage here. Yeah, I just want to let everybody know, if you missed the last episode explaining the reasoning behind it, please go watch yesterday's episode. If you happen to be a new subscriber here, You didn't see the notification, turn them on. Notifications, they don't have really any real tangible benefits for the YouTube, but it does allow people to know when a new episode is live, so they don't miss it. That way you're not missing your favorite episodes. What's going on here? How are both of you still alive? Oh, I see. You needed to make sure you get that hit first. Okay, got it. Comprende. Well, I tried. But anyway, we are going to get the dub here, everybody. Thank you all very much for all the support this past week. Again, the next few videos are going to be recorded pretty much today and tomorrow. So I've got a little bit of a backlog to take care of IRL stuff. But we're not going to miss out on any Isaac content, and I, again, really appreciate all the love and understanding. People have been sending me good messages on Twitter and stuff, and on Discord, so thank you for the concern. I hope you all have a great start to your Thursday, and thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If this video gets 3,000 likes or more, we'll get another like streak counter down below, and like I said at the end of yesterday's episode, make sure you're thinking about the worst Repentance era run that you can think of that you would like to see me redo for the like streak goal. As always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to patrons of mine like Nicholas, Wyatt Sipes, and Mr. Meatfoot. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.